Hey guys, welcome to this video. I hope you're all doing alright. So, as you all have already seen in the title, I decided to take a look at Ryth once again, because I wanted to do a little format where I take a look at the channels of YouTubers that I criticized in the past, just to see if anything had changed about their content since my first video on them. And when I took a look at Ryth's channel, well, let's say it was only a matter of time until I talk about this person once again, since in my opinion, he turned from a bad commentary channel into a full-on commentary content farm. And also, this video will talk about his controversy, since it happened while I was writing the script for this video, funnily enough. So buckle up everyone, and let's get into why I think that Ryth is a commentary content farm now. I think we should begin like in the last video about Ryth, with the channel description, because it has in fact changed. I mean, his original channel description had basically nothing going for it. It was a link for his Spotify profile and that's it. Now the channel description has actual text in it, saying that he is an act and not a role model, as well as saying that he doesn't hate the people he talks about and that he could honestly, quote, care less about them. While I appreciate that he now has an actual description, if you actually analyze what he is saying, you immediately notice how hypocritical it is. Because what is about the James Charles video or your earlier videos about Chappie Sway, including the interview? Those were mere examples of videos where your tone was rather serious, which, while not being bad, goes against the things you wrote in your own channel description, thereby lying about what your channel is about. That is already a great start, isn't it? But trust me, it only gets worse, because now we get to the thumbnails. And this has been a problem that has been discussed by many people, including me. Ryth really tended to sexualize his thumbnails, basically as far as he can get away with most women in the thumbnail looking with a very sexual expression, as well as having a very exaggerated upper half, if you know what I mean. Well, this problem is still present, but his thumbnails have still changed. Because at the time where I made my first video, he had an actual thumbnail artist for all of his videos, which, while not looking great, it at least gave his channel some personality. But now, he seems to not even have that anymore, since his thumbnails are basically Veg for Me 2.0, having a sniper wolfish design with the same character still in each thumbnail. And when talking about the sexualization, he's now even more shameless in my opinion than he was back then. Just take a look. Those black lines you see in the screenshot are sexualized parts that I chose to censor manually for this video. He has those thumbnails uncensored on his channel, which I find actually gross. And one of the thumbnails is also one of the most hypocritical things I've read in the thumbnail in quite some time. And that is the thumbnail for this video right here. The video's title is Zong has changed for the worst, with the thumbnail saying Zong's thumbnails. Meanwhile, Ryth directly shows a sexualized depiction of a girl next to Zong. Can you see the issue? It feels as if Ryth would be thinking that he has a pass for the sexualized thumbnails just because the YouTuber he talks about also does that. And Ryth, if you actually think that, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you are as wrong as you can be, since it is hypocritical of you, because you're basically doing what you condemn in your videos. Or in this case, what you condemn within the thumbnail. And it automatically ruins your credibility. And that's basically all I can say about his thumbnails by now. They're basically Vegemi's thumbnails, just with a different avatar, thereby stripping the little personality that he had within the thumbnails away from his channel. And now we talk about his actual videos, and with that we get to the content farm aspect. Yay. So one big factor of a content farm is pumping out a lot of low quality content to get easy clicks. Well, I have counted how many videos Ryth has uploaded in January alone, and he uploaded 24 videos in January alone, 26 when we count this little incident. Sometimes uploading 2 videos within the same day, with every single one of them being between 8 to 10 minutes long. So the bare minimum for him to enable mid-roll ads, which is interesting. And when it comes to topics, well, it's once again the typical mainstream topics for slop commentary channels. Momo the Cat, Spice Kings, Disney AI, Roblox Kids and Roblox live streams, Gen Z being broke, Darman, and he also made another video on Chappie Sway, how many videos did he make on Clippy Sway again? I think he made around 10 to 11 videos on this individual. It's almost as if Clippy Sway would be for Ryth like cocaine is for junkie. And when talking about what's within the videos, I looked at his 5 newest videos to see if his content had improved. At least in terms of the argument since my last video on him. And well, no, it hasn't improved in the slightest. His videos basically have a formula, which, I mean, I don't have a problem with if you use a formula for your own videos, as long as you're creative with that formula. But Ryth isn't creative with it. Each video is him reacting to a few TikToks or YouTube short videos, sometimes only 1 or 2 shorts for a video, and he himself only asks surface level questions, points out the obvious, or makes very cringy and ugly one-liners. No real argument is made there. So why are the videos always within the 8-minute range? Well, he often makes overtly long parts where he just makes a string of one-liners. So, to sum up his content, it is still mostly reaction content marketed as commentary, with one-liners that could only be outperformed by the Julian's blog battle of 2014. But at least there the one-liners were parts of diss tracks done by mostly talented rappers. I don't think people outside of Germany even know what the JBB even is, so I'll just shut up about it now. And now we get to the point you have all been waiting for, his Forsaken videos. That is actually something that happened when I was mostly done with the script for this video. Basically, Ryth had made 2 videos on the Forsaken fandom and the content within, but those videos were really bad to say the least. And he actually got a lot of backlash for those videos. The one with the most info was made by Yellow, who was also the first person to call him out for those videos as far as I'm aware. So, the first problem was that his thumbnails for the videos were done by AI. Here's the clip for that.
This is a misleading thumbnail. Obviously, this is taken from my art. You can see the similarities in the hair, the rose, the ribbon, the tag. It's AI generated and fed from my original image. He also added this misleading caption, in addition to prompting the AI to make the image sexually implicit. What do I mean by that? He intentionally prompted the AI to worsen the original in order to clickbait his viewers. He adds heavy blush, tears, and weird white stuff, when in the original, Chance is confused and dumbfounded.
But as proven by another YouTuber called Damon's World, one thumbnail wasn't done by AI, as shown in a scanner for AI art. But besides that, him using AI is the least of the problems of those videos, because within the videos, he targeted a certain creator known as Red Smile, who is 16 by the way, and Ryth said some very insensitive things towards Red Smile. For example, belittling him for his art style while showing an old clip with an already outdated art style. He was also saying things like, and I quote, "This is what happens when you have a naive artist with a really dogshit art style. You end up publishing videos like this thinking that it's cool. Well, newsflash buddy, I think your art style should be flushed down the toilet. If you ever ride a bicycle and fall off that bicycle and break your wrist and never draw again, I will not feel bad." I mean, fucking hell, what am I supposed to say there?
He's an asshole.
He also was making some very weird insertions, like saying that this drawing right here would be necrophilia, or this picture would be zoophilia. You heard that right, he labeled a drawing of a bunny as zoophilia. Sure, Ryth, and I am the Grinch. But luckily, after enough pushback, Ryth took the videos down and he made a post apologizing for his behavior. And while we're at it, let's quickly talk about his apology. The first thing I want to point out is that he apparently was unaware of Red Smile's age. And to that I want to ask, are you incapable of doing the bare minimum of research? Red Smile's age is public and can be seen in their channel description. And I think that you, as a 22-year-old, should be able to do research. But this situation basically showed me that you probably don't really care about the content you make, unless it involves a decent amount of money. And to go a bit further, while it is great that he made a public apology and directly contacted Red Smile to apologize to them, I still feel that this apology was only half-hearted, because the videos right after the apology were the same as before, with showing NSFW content to his minor audience. He's still having the same mindset in his videos that he had before, even though the purpose of an apology as far as I'm aware, is to admit what you did wrong, and it is about trying to not repeat those mistakes. But Ryth, you went back to making the exact same content almost within the same 24 hours. To me, it feels very much as if he's just apologizing to get the controversy off his back. And now, before I get to the conclusion of this video, let me tell you all something that I'm planning beforehand. I'm also planning videos on Clappy Sway, Feedback King and Cougar McDowell VA. In fact, I've been planning videos on those people for quite some time now. I hope you're all excited for it, because in some cases, I'm definitely not. So in conclusion, Ryth has basically become a sellout when it comes to his content. He basically puts no thought about the stuff he says into his videos, as long as he can get away with it, and as long as the amount of money is right. And now he's finally getting called out. So hopefully he won't continue with this behavior. And Ryth, here are some direct words to you. You might not see yourself as a role model, but let me tell you, you are an inspiration and also a role model to many people out there. It's because you're one of the biggest commentary channels today. You're basically on top of the hill right now. So please start acting like it and start taking things a bit more seriously. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I will now credit the people who helped me behind the scenes. Thank you Clown2008, Indominus Pack, Spino Blue, Spinozilla 2005, Flame Plasmanian and Unfortunate for making the character stills. Thank you Flame Plasmanian for making my channel's intro, and thank you Gatorboy for making the official Cretaceous Critiques logo. Thank you Draken and Indominus Pack for making my channel's profile picture. Thank you Spino Blue for making my video background, and thank you Draken for making my thumbnail border. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay cold and adios!